The Suzuki family, the epitome of 21st century togetherness. Living the dream in suburban Tokyo, where family bonding involves each member staring at their beloved screens. Yoshiyuki, the TV enthusiast, Kenji, the phone aficionado, and Yui, the AC worshipper. Truly the modern family we all aspire to be. One fine morning, our hero Yoshiyuki wakes up fashionably late, only to find his precious alarm clock betraying him. Panic mode engaged. Out he goes, seeking enlightenment from his wife Mitsue, only to discover time has apparently taken a holiday. All clocks are on strike. Mitsue drops the bomb that electricity has decided to ghost them, leaving the family in the dark, literally. The horror doesn't stop there. Yui, the princess of cool, is in for a rude awakening. Her beloved AC and TV are dead. A moment of silence for the fallen soldiers of comfort. Yoshiyuki, not one to let adversity dampen his spirits, dials up the electricity company, only to find that the phone, too, has decided to be unresponsive. Great start to the day, right? Picture this. A crowd waiting for the elevator, blissfully unaware that it, too, has fallen victim to the electric apocalypse. Down they go, like a herd of confused penguins, wondering why their cozy suburban cocoon has suddenly turned into an episode of Survivor Power Outage Edition. Late for his duties as a responsible salaryman, Yoshiyuki heads to the train station, only to discover that the trains are on a power nap too. Buses? Nope. They're just oversized paperweights now. Kenji, on his trusty bicycle, becomes the king of the road in a city devoid of the usual vehicular chaos. Pedal power, baby. The scene at Yoshiyuki's office is a tragicomedy. Automated doors playing hard to get, watches throwing a tantrum, and colleagues attempting a break-in just to be greeted by power-deprived computers. Maybe the office should have invested in some manual typewriters for this kind of emergency. Meanwhile, Mitsue, in her quest for candles with her friends, discovers the grocery store has turned into a scene from a post-apocalyptic movie. People hoarding supplies like it's the end of the world, forming lines longer than a Shakespearean soliloquy. Cash is king, they say, but even that currency is useless when the ATMs have decided to take a coffee break. Back at the office, the realization dawns. This is not your ordinary power outage. Something more sinister is afoot, but nobody has a clue. It's like a high-stakes game of guess why the world went dark. So, our valiant protagonist Yoshiyuki, facing the daunting prospect of a tech-free workday, gets the boot from his boss. No computers, no work, simple math. On his way home, he makes a pit stop at the local bicycle shop, where prices have skyrocketed faster than the latest internet meme. But fear not, for Yoshiyuki, in an act of defiance against outrageous bike inflation, proudly becomes the owner of a two-wheeled wonder. Fast forward to the cozy darkness of the Suzuki abode, where candles create the perfect ambiance for a peaceful dinner. However, Kenji's trip to the loo turns into a plumbing nightmare. No flushing, no taps. Yui, our beacon of confusion, questions the logic of electricity affecting taps. Post-dinner, the kids, deprived of their beloved screens, face the harsh reality of boredom. The family, in a rare show of togetherness, gathers on the balcony to gaze at the stars, proving that sometimes you need a power outage to foster familial bonds. Who knew? Fast forward to day 3, and the Suzuki apartment is starting to resemble a post-apocalyptic setting. Dirty dishes, laundry everywhere. The struggle is real. Yoshiyuki, at his workplace, faces the grim reality. No work, no money. But fear not. His senior suggests he embrace the role of the family savior instead. Tokyo, apparently, is on the brink of collapse without electricity. In a stunning turn of events, Yoshiyuki's senior opts for the countryside escape plan, leaving our hero contemplating a similar move. Mitsue, on the other hand, tries to fetch water from a nearby tank only to be thwarted by an empty reservoir. Yoshiyuki, attempting a bank heist for some cash, retreats defeated amidst a chaotic crowd. Now, on the 7th day, chaos reigns supreme. Grocery stores are akin to ghost towns, offices and schools have shuttered, and factories, well, they've embraced an involuntary siesta. The Suzuki clan, reading the countryside relocation memo, decides it's time to bid farewell to the city lights. With bags packed and determination in their hearts, the family embarks on a bicycle expedition. Mitsue, the master negotiator, haggles for drinking water like a seasoned marketplace warrior. A pit stop for rest and sustenance follows, and they speed off towards the airport, fueled by hopes of a flight to Kagoshima, Mitsue's father's village. But alas, disappointment swoops in like a villain in a B-grade superhero movie. The airport, once a symbol of potential salvation, is now a hotbed of complaints. Flights canceled, restarting. Not until the power ferry sprinkles its magic dust. The poor Suzukis, with no other grand plan, end up in a hotel nearby. The hotel owner, smelling desperation in the air, decides it's time for a financial feast and charges them prices that would make a diamond look like pocket change. Bravo, hotel owner, bravo. The Suzukis, ever the stoic bunch, don't utter a word of complaint. Must be the new trend in hospitality, being robbed with a smile. Night falls, and Yui, the voice of reason, suggests going back home. But oh no, according to the all-knowing Yoshiyuki, Tokyo is now a barren wasteland devoid of food and water. Cue the dramatic gasps. The only solution? Bicycles. Yes, bicycles are the chosen chariots to Kagoshima, the land of survival. In a brilliant display of strategic planning, Kenji and Yui, the dynamic duo, hit up a bookstore for a map. Meanwhile, the parental units, in a stroke of genius, barter Yoshiyuki's prized alcohol for a bicycle and some sustenance. Onward they go, hitting the open road like a post-apocalyptic Brady Bunch. Finally, a highway. Cue the angels singing. Night falls again, and they decide to camp with other travelers. A couple, eyeing their precious water, asks for a sip. Lies are spun, water is hoarded, and sleep comes easy. Daybreak brings new adventures, like stumbling into a dark tunnel filled with corpses. Ah, a family field trip to the macabre. Thankfully, the Suzukis are assisted by old ladies, proving once again that even in a zombie apocalypse, Grandma's got your back. Fast forward to day 16, and the Suzukis are by a river, their last bottle of water gasping its final breath. Yoshiyuki, the daring leader, drinks directly from the river. Who needs fancy water bottles anyway? Oh, but wait. A storm hits, and their bicycles become collateral damage. Clothes ruined, food supplies destroyed. The Suzuki struggle is real. Next stop, a nearby town. The kids, ever the foragers, head out to find food and water. Grocery store jackpot? Not so fast. The shelves are emptier than Yoshiyuki's wallet after that hotel fiasco. Kenji even tries to fix the bicycle tire out of thin air but fails. Cat food becomes their savior, and Yui, the brave soul, takes one for the team, declaring it disgusting but necessary for survival. Gourmet dining, Suzuki style. With the tire fixed using a phone cover, who needs bike shops? They pedal on, surviving on battery water and cat delicacies for a week. Then, on the 22nd day, they meet a group of campers. These outdoor gurus teach them about edible roadside weeds. Because when life gives you weeds, make a salad. By day 43, they find themselves in front of an aquarium, hoping for a fishy feast. Alas, the fish vendor has other plans, leaving the Suzukis begging for scraps. Oh, the glamour of survival in the modern age. So, picture this. The Suzukis, disappointed and weary, trudge along their journey, dragging the weight of hunger and dehydration like a stubborn cat clinging to a curtain. One day, in a field resembling a desolate picnic spot, Yoshiyuki contemplates an insect feast. Just as he's about to savor the crunch, lo and behold, a pig waltzes onto the scene. The family is really happy to see the pig because they're extremely hungry. But of course, they can't bear to chop it up, even in their starved stupor. Enter Tanaka, the savior, who slices and dices the oinker and invites the Suzukis to his farm. In a meal that rivals Thanksgiving, they devour it like wolves who just discovered a buffet in the wilderness. Tanaka becomes their gastronomic messiah for a week, until the Suzukis, fueled by newfound energy, decide to hit the road again. Because, you know, what's a journey without the occasional pig pit stop? Fast forward 3 days, and our intrepid travelers are by a river, staring at a map that seems to have a penchant for vintage vibes. The solution? Crossing the river on a makeshift raft constructed from stray pieces of wood. Mitsue and Yui become the brave river crossers, while Yoshiyuki and Kenji embark on a quest to retrieve the bicycles. But then, like a plot twist straight out of a low-budget movie, it starts to rain, the river swells, and Yoshiyuki becomes a raft himself, sans the wood pieces. Cue the waterworks as the Suzukis mourn the loss of their patriarch. But hold on to your tissues, because guess who decides to show up later? None other than the soggy yet miraculously alive Yoshiyuki, clinging to a truck like a drowned cat with impeccable survival instincts. Mitsue and the kids hops on a coal-powered steam train that defies the odds and takes them to their destination. Mitsue's leg, broken in a dog attack, because of course dogs, gets some on-the-fly medical attention from the helpful folks aboard the steam locomotive. And just when you think the drama is over, Yoshiyuki, playing the superhero dad, uses a smoke torch to signal the steam train his family is on. Voila! The train halts, and they all live happily ever after. The end? Not quite. The train brings them to where they wanted to go. They meet Mitsui's dad after a long time and start living with him. In the next scene, we find out it's been 2 years and 126 days since the power went out. The Suzuki family has been living in the pretty village of Kagoshima. Then, shocker of the century, Yoshiyuki's snooze fest is interrupted by an alarm clock. Yes, folks, those ancient artifacts still exist. But wait, there's more. The entire village wakes up to the power returning, as if electricity missed them so much it decided to come back for an encore. Light bulbs flicker to life and phones burst into a symphony of ringtones. The villagers are flabbergasted, but the source of this electrifying resurrection remains as mysterious as a cat's plans for world domination. Fast forward a few weeks, and our prodigal family returns to the concrete jungle of Tokyo, where weaving involves more than just making clothes and fishing means competing for sushi reservations. Newsflash: the Blackout Saga was apparently a solar flare's doing. Some conspiracy theorists suggest terrorist involvement, but honestly, the sun just wanted its moment in the spotlight. The movie finishes with the family getting a photo taken by a stranger during their trip. The power going out taught people to value the little things in life they didn't notice before. Just like the Suzuki family, who didn't really care about each other, but the tough times brought them closer than ever.